Firstly, a short review about what awaits you in this video series about bicycle front lights. We want to start with general information on the lamp itself and, if necessary, some additional information on the brand or the lamp. After that, we discuss charging. This is being followed by the clamp to help you with your buying decision. Next is the beam characteristics, which probably is the most important part of the video because you see the abilities and limits of the light for yourself. This is in different areas such as in a bike path, through the woods, or in a well-illuminated city. To help you reaching a final decision, we are then going to take a look at the competition. Finally, we will draw a conclusion on the front light and eventually give a recommendation on who and which environment it suits best. What's there to say about the light in general, such as how bright it is or what it costs? Just a little side note here, some viewers are maybe more familiar with the quantity lumen, which is not very common in Germany. This has to do with the fact that lumen is somewhat the theoretical output of the lamp, whereas lux states what of the power in front light really reaches a particular spot. So, in our opinion, it makes sense to use that quantity because it makes bike lights directly comparable. Today we are about to discuss the abilities and limitations of the B&M IXON Fyre. But who is B&M anyway? It's short for Busch & Müller, which are the last names of the two founders. Located in Meinerzhagen in Germany, they produce high quality goods around lighting and similar stuff. They are well known around the globe for their high product quality and innovational spirit. So let's find out if they can hold up to that reputation with the IXON Fyre, which is available for a rather cheap price. The IXON Fyre is a bicycle front light, ranging in the entry level of their products. Not only because it costs only 39 euros and 90 euro cents, but also because how bright it is. With 30 lux, which is a common quantity for illumination intensity in Germany, it's rather dark compared to other products from B&M. Lux is a physical quantity which describes the brightness of a light source in a particular spot. In Germany, it's mandatory for bicycle lights to have at least 10 lux, which is, quite frankly, not very much. So the IXON Fyre exceeds that brightness required by law by 3 times. That said, let's go down to the basics and see how it performs in real life. Everything you need to know about charging and battery life. After around 5 hours, the light changes into 10 lux mode, which is the illumination intensity required by German authorities. At this point, it still got you covered, but doesn't do that good of a job anymore. 30 lux is far more fun to ride. After about 3.5 hours, you can have it recharged and hit the road again. The charging indicator works quite well. First, it glows slightly blue, which goes to blue and red, only to go full blue when it's completely charged. To let you know that it's done charging, the light flashes several times for a short period. How the clamp performed and which bikes it suits. The best light is nothing with an insufficient clamp. Luckily, the one the IXON Fyre is shipped with is okay. It has the same clamp as the IXON Core does, which means the same things can be criticized about it. First, that would be that mounting the clamp on your handlebar can at first be relatively difficult. You might need a little while to figure the whole thing out. Once it's successfully mounted, you're good to go. On the other hand, taking the lamp out of the clamp is quite simple. Press the lever on the one side and just slide it down on the other. Despite the fact that dismounting the lamp is easy, a heavy packed handlebar can be a problem at this point. So you might need an adapter to mount it elsewhere, or you better stick to a light which is being dismounted to the front or back. Adapting the clamp to different sizes is, once you got it, rather easy. It fits most common bar sizes. In this section we will show you 4 scenarios to give an impression of how the light beam looks. For each scenario you will see first a picture of the highest mode and after that in the low mode. So much for theory, but how does it perform out in the field? Taking its price and illumination intensity into account, it does a very well job. We liked it best when it came to riding through a forest or other dark, almost not illuminated areas. The beam is not particularly wide, nor is the range outstanding. For that price, it has a nice beam, which is helpful while riding in the dark. It illuminates the path ahead for about 50 to 20 meters, which is quite a lot. The beam characteristics, although it's a little bit darker, reminded us a lot of its lookalike, the iron core. The design is fairly resembling, albeit the iron core is lighter and has a metal finish. You could say it's kind of a less expensive version of the iron core when it comes to the illumination. If you ride a lot in very well illuminated areas, such as a city or maybe a bike path, the IXON Fyre doesn't perform that well. The beam is too wide to have a focus beam to compete with a city light or street lighting. We want to compare the front light with other front lights and take a closer look on the value for money compared to others. When it comes to bike lights, B&M is somewhat in a whole different league. Important to know here is that they comply with German bike laws, which restrict them when it comes to the characteristics of their beam. They need to eliminate the part of the beam which normally would go into the area of other traffic participants, meaning no other road user should be dazzled by the light. So the hard part here is using optics in a way which makes the light useful to the cyclist but doesn't get in anybody's way, which is, as a quick market research shows, not easy at all. That being said, most other manufacturers on the market either don't comply to that regulation or don't provide such a high illumination intensity. Those who do though, mostly do a bad job when it comes to making the brightness useful to the rider. Best example would be the Fuxon Plasma, which we tested as well. On paper, it has the double the brightness, but in reality, it can't transform the power in any good use. So, in our humble opinion, the greatest competitor to the IXON Fyre is its lookalike, the iron core, or the IXON EQ Premium, which has a far wider beam. Now we want to sum things up and recommend for who this light may be an option and who possibly needs to look somewhere else. The IXON Fyre is money well spent if you do long rides and mostly are in not illuminated areas. If you want more power though, you would be better off with the IXON Core or the IXON EQ Premium, if you can afford it, obviously. When you are looking for an easy to mount and dismounting clamp, you might have to look further. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave a comment if you like or visit our website, which has a lot of great content around cycling, although most content is in German. See you around!